Hello and welcome to Physics A-Level. I'm Mr. Lacey and I'm going to talk you through the overview of Physics A-Level here at Post16 Grammar School. Just to start off with, I thought I'd give you a quick overview of the results. It's a really important decision picking your A-Levels, and it's important to know that you are picking something that you're going to do really well at. We've got a very good record here, always within the top 20% of schools nationally, and as you can see, our results last year were excellent. So why choose Physics A-Level? Well, you will choose it because you've really enjoyed studying it at GCSE and perhaps you want to continue furthering your interest in the different topics that we've been covering. Or you might also recognise that it's one of the highest regarded subjects to study at A-Level, and universities really like seeing things like physics and maths on your A-Level slip. So what do we study across the different years? Well, in year 12, you'll start off with looking at measurements and how we measure things and how uncertain we are about those measurements. And then look at particles. We've obviously always thought of an atom as something fairly basic, but actually it's made up of lots and lots of different subparticles. Waves, mechanics and electricity. And then in year 13, we continue to look at further mechanics, thermal physics, fields, so both electric fields, gravitational fields, magnetic fields, and nuclear physics. And then the option that we do here at Post16 Grammar School is turning points. Throughout all these topics, you'll have various internal assessments where your teacher will always look at what gaps you've got, give you opportunity to look at your gaps, and then we look to close those gaps to give you the best possible outcome at the end of the A-Level. Your home learnings are made up of exam-style questions as well as the end-of-topic tests where you'll do past paper questions. And again, these give you lots of confidence then going into your final exams, where hopefully you'll have seen most of the questions or the types of questions before. So your external exams, you've got 3 2-hour papers, and the first paper is essentially all the work covered in year 12, and it's tested through a series of multiple choice questions and short and long answer questions, and it's worth just over a third of the total score. Paper 2 is your year 13 work, where you're looking at the thermal physics and fields and nuclear physics, and again this is through multiple choice short and long answer questions and is again 34% of your overall mark. And then the final paper is made up of your practical skills and required practicals, and then the optional unit turning points, and that's just under a third, 32%. There's no multiple choice in this, it's just through short and long answer questions. So that brings me on to the practicals. Similar to GCSE, you study a series of required practicals. There are 12 that you do through A-Level physics, and these are done to test, to look at your common practical assessment criteria known as the CPAC. This is a qualification that you get alongside your theory, the written exam, and so the universities will get your grade plus a pass or fail on your CPAC. And through the 2 years, we'll study those 12 practicals and build the skills and knowledge for designing practicals and really understanding scientific inquiry, because you're doing a practical subject and you need to be able to hopefully go on to do a physics related course whereby you might be designing your own inquiries. So when studying physics, obviously you'll be doing lessons in much the same way as before. Teachers will always go through clear worked examples with you, because I know that's a core issue within physics, is making sure that you really understand how to apply particular formulae. And then we make sure we're always available every week for that additional support, which is just drop-in support. And you can choose to come one week and then not the next. And then we also offer more one-to-one support for anyone that either chooses it themselves or we feel needs that additional help. So we're always here to help you. The sort of qualities you need to study A-Level are obviously a desire to want to learn physics, to do better in physics. You need to be expected to achieve a grade 6 in separate science in physics or a 6/6 in Trilogy science, and obviously you need to be a good mathematician. So again, you need at least a grade 6. A requirement for doing physics at A-Level is that you must be taking A-Level maths. The two obviously go hand in hand. You also need to be prepared to work hard. It's not an easy A-level, it's one of the hardest you'll choose, so you need to be prepared to work hard in school and at home, and be prepared to ask for that help when you need it. We don't expect everyone to get everything, otherwise it'd be a pretty pointless A-level, so you will have to come and do that extra work when needed. So where might physics take you? So a lot of our physicists will carry on with physics at degree level, or will go into one of the engineering routes, or electronics, or astronomy. But other courses that where physics is particularly useful is anything around medicine or vet med, dentistry, things like that. So physics is a course that's well suited to a lot of options because of the skills that you learn. And our destinations are always very positive. Last year's results meant that students who studied physics at A-level continued in a number of different pathways, with over 70% of our students getting to Russell Group universities. We also had a student going to Cambridge, and for the past few years we've always had applicants to one of the Oxbridge universities. And again, we support them through that process, helping them prepare for the additional tests. We also have students going to higher level apprenticeships as well as studying abroad. Another good reason for studying physics is at the end of year 12 you get the opportunity to go on a combined science and maths trip to Paris, where you'll get to see lots of important scientific discoveries, go to the museum there, visit Paris itself, and go to Disneyland. A couple of frequently asked questions that we get asked is, does it matter if I've done Trilogy science or do I have to have done separate physics? And the answer is no. The A-level course starts, it assumes that you've started from Trilogy science. That said, the vast majority of our students are doing separate physics, but don't be put off if you're not. Second question is, students will often say, I'm hoping to get that grade 6. Will I do well in physics? This is a difficult one to answer. Whilst grade 6 is our minimum entry requirement, there is clearly a big jump from GCSE to A-level. And I would always advise students to go and talk to their physics teacher if there's any doubt. Because what we don't want is students starting on the physics course and then partway through realising that they would like to change to something else. Well, best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you next year.